So having a solver-centric approach to sort of like solving in the Oracle problem space, what we really like is the idea of having sort of like this single source of truth where solvers can deliver tamper-proof messages to sort of like any chain that allows those chains to access like custom data feeds. What this also allows you to do is have contracts access sort of like the outsourcing of this complexity just creates a way better developer experience. So that's where we see the power of solver-centric design come into play when talking oracles. The annoying answer is like it can enable like infinite use cases, simply because we are opening up sort of like smart contracts to the internet, and Khalani acts as sort of like the messaging layer here, like, right? Like these solvers are in charge of message sourcing and message delivery, and these messages in this case are Oracle state updates. And so the sort of like possibility is endless. You got like this giant green field of possible solutions that can be built with this that have not been possible before. And some of the ones to highlight is like, I don't know, like complex liquidations, complex cross-chain interactions that are triggered by certain external state updates. Think intent, message resolution, resource unlocks. And other fun ideas could be like, I don't know, like AI related, right? Like some of the Khalani agents I know are expected to be like agents or agentic. And so you can sort of like have this middle layer that has like more intelligence on like what data needs to be served where in order to perform certain actions or get to certain outcomes that would be valuable. I think that is pretty novel. So, I mean, in theory, right now, if you're going to get access to data outside your blockchain's execution environment, you're going to have to most likely insert it yourself. So you need to post a transaction, you need to fetch the data somewhere off chain, you need to post the transaction on chain with the data. And not only is this extremely unsecure and is this like a huge sort of like security risk, it's also just a pain in the back, right? To have to set all of this up. When you have a Oracle solver collaboration, sort of like managing this for you, what it looks like is you just post a message on your chain at, in this case, the SEDA prover contract. Solvers and SEDA take care of all of the collecting of the data and the packaging it up and bundling it and sending it back to your chain. And so this way, all you do is like post a message, wait a while, now you have the answer. Now you can use this data. This data is now actionable on your chain. I think that is like I think I mentioned before as well, it's like a huge sort of like UX unlock. Secondarily, if you have sort of like smarter agentic solvers that you can have run certain tasks, what gets really interesting is if you have a DeFi protocol, you don't even need to post a message like saying like pinging the solvers like, hey, I want this certain data, but you can have certain automations ran like solvers monitoring your chain, seeing that certain positions are underwater, collect the data from SEDA without being triggered because they have an incentive to collect the fees earned by performing those liquidations, for which they need to provide a proof from the SEDA network that these positions are in fact underwater. And I think those are sort of like the two main collaborations we'll see between oracles and solvers is A, user demand powered or like user triggered interactions. Like, hey, a user wants this data right now on demand for XYZ reason, we don't know. And sort of like solver performing tasks that are data powered on certain chains, right? Whether it's in lending or derivatives or like DeFi or whatever you can really think of, sort of like protocol native features that require off-chain data to be served. Solvers will be able to source any data in order to perform actions on SEDA-powered applications. Solvers will be able to perform these actions in a more agentic, as in they have agency. They have the ability to trigger the data fetching layer, which is SEDA, like the data distribution layer, access layer, and get access to data to trigger actions on certain protocols. At the same time, users will be able to access any data from any chain, which is truly a 0 to 1 sort of unlock. Like this doesn't exist. And with users, I mean both devs building protocols and protocols already running. Like they'll be able to access any data, create Oracle programs that fetch data from anywhere, aggregate it however they feel is the best way to do it, and access it sort of like immediately.